Hello, so today we'll be learning about some stuff that you can learn to make your math equations easier, and some equations that you can learn to make your problems just simpler and for you to easier and safer to, and that some stuff that can help you not make mistakes on problems. So one of the things that you can do is you can stop calculating right away when you see a question. The second thing is you can try to use number 2 and 5 together, which makes 10, and then you can memorize some equations about multiplication that could help you solve the problem easier and faster. And you can make your numbers easier by multiplying some numbers or dividing numbers. You can learn to change between fractions and percentage, and this will be very helpful when you're doing a problem that includes fractions. So the first question is, there is 24 and 15 of 27. What is all of that multiplied of 480? Well, at the beginning, we'll all start calculating about 24, 15 times 27. And then when we do this, you'll just go like that, divide it by 3, and then it'll be 8 and 5 times 27. Then you do this, and then it's 8 and then 135. And then you realize that you have to do this. So then it will be like 480, which will make it harder. So the thing that you can do is don't start calculating right away. 24, 15 times 27 times 480. This will make it easier by, you see 24 and then 480. There's something similar about them. If you divide 24 for both of them, this will be 1. So it'll be 15 times 27, and then on this one, it will be times 20. So from here, this is 27. This is 27, and then it's 3 times 5. 3 times 5. And then this, and then you can times 5 by 20, which goes to 100. Then you have 27. 27 times 3 is 81. Now you can times 100 times 81. That equals to 8,100. So this, you can see that this, if you use this way, then you can solve a problem easier and faster. So there's another problem, 5 times 4,307. If you start doing this right away, then it'll be like 4,307 times 5, and then they'll make it like 5, 3, and then there's 0, so it's 3, and then 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20, so it'll be like this. But that will take a lot of time if you're not really good at math or something. So what you can do is you can times 2 to this and then divide it by 2 later on. So it'll be like this, and then you'll divide it back to 2. So it will be like 210 times 4,307. And that's going to be like 2, and then 43,070. And then if you divide by 2, then it'll be 21,535. So this is easier than going like that. And then there's another question, which is this one, 5 times 37. This one you can do it the same way. So it's like 37 times 5. But like before, you can just go like 2 times 5 times 37, and then you can divide by 2 later. So it'll be like 370, and then divide by 2. So that would make it 1,805. 185. And then So that's easier than going like 5, 3, and then going like 18 or something like that. So it's easier when you use this way for longer equations. And then there's new questions. You can still use this in division too. It's 81 divided by 5. Well, if you go like 1 and then 5, 31, you put 6 there, and then you go like you do 30, then you have 1 left, and then you have to put a point there, like a decimal point. Then you have 0 over here, and then you have to times by 2, which makes it 16.2. But that could take a long time. So what you can do is you can go like 81 divided by 5, and then you can times 2 to times. You can go like 81 divided by 5, and then you can times 2 to both of these. That would make it 10 and then 162. So now you know that 10 out of 1 is 0.1. So it's 162, which makes it 16.2. You can calculate this right away instead of just going all through the process of this. Then the next one is, what is 18% of 140? You could go like 118. Then you can go like times 140, which will make it out, and then 10, 18 times 14. Then you do this, and then 5, 9 times 14. Then it gets complicated. So don't do that. You can, like before, just keep the 10. You can just keep the 10, and then you're here. Then you can just do these first. 10, 18 times 14. Now you have 18 times 14, but that's still hard. What you can do is leave the 10 aside. Just leave it aside. Don't do anything about it. And then you have 18 times 14. The middle number of these two numbers is 16. So 18 is 16 plus 2. And then 14 is 16 minus 2. So you should know that let's say it's a, the middle number is a, and then a minus b, and then a plus b equals ending up to square a and then minus b squared. So if you do it this way, then you can just go like these two squared minus these two. So it's minus 4, and then 16 times 16 is 256. So when you do that, it goes to 252, and then you have the 10 below, which makes it like that, and then you know that decimal, so it's 25.2. But this would be easier if you knew this chart, if you memorized it. So you know that 16 squared is 256, then it will be easier to use it here. So if you memorize this, it could make your life a whole lot easier, and you can solve your problems easier and faster and safer. There's another question. John ate one out of 5 of the pizza, and Tom ate 1/4 of the pizza. Zane ate 1/2. What fraction of pizza are left? So you can go like 5, 1 plus 4, 1 plus 2, 1, and then they'll go like 20, which is the smallest multiply of them. And then you can go 4 plus 5 plus 10, which will be 20, 19. So the left one is 20 out of 1, which is 5%. But then you can go like, if you memorized this chart, then you can just think simply as this is that. So it's 20%. And then 1 is 25. So it's plus 25 and then you have 1/2. 1/2 is 50%, as you know, so you can plus 50%, and that would end up to 95%. So you know that 5% of the pizza is left, and then you know that the pizza divided by 20. So when it's divided by 20 and you have 5% left, it's 20 out of 1. That's 5% right here. So it'll be easier if you could just translate your fraction into percentage. That will make your problems easier instead of just going through all this process and going down there and going like that. So you should memorize this chart, like you should memorize the fraction equals percentage or percentage equals fraction. That could make it way easier than just doing all of these. So thank you.